All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises and glories to Kwahola, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Rapapadash. Much love and respect to the elders and apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. And also much love and respect to all you Akim all around the world doing this work in sincerity and truth. Shalom to the few sisters and the sons and the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua. So it's not looking good. Here you have it. I got on the Daily Mail. And headline reads that banks swipe 42,000 homes from struggling Americans in just 1 month as housing crisis deepens. It says foreclosures filing across the U.S. have surged 18% compared to last year, in a troubling sign that mounting financial pressure is beginning to hit homeowners. It is a red flag that is reminiscent of the foreclosure spike in the run up to the 2018 no so like yeah 2008 Great Recession. That financial pressure is mounting for thousands of families. Foreclosures occur when homeowners can no longer afford to keep up with their mortgage payments. Banks swoop in and repossess the homes, usually causing the properties to sit vacant and decay over time. New data released by real real estate analytics from the autumn found that 42,430 properties nationwide received foreclosure filing in April 2026, including default notice schedules, actions, and bank repossessions. While filing dipping slightly from March, expert warns that sharp year-over-year increase points to growing strains in the housing market as American ripples with stubbornly high borrowing costs and affordability problems. Foreclosures actively continued its gradual tender higher in April of Autumn Chief Executive Rob Barber. It says the year over year increase suggests lenders may be working through distressed inventory as higher borrowing costs are affordability challenges impact some homeowners. The figure marks the continuation of a year-long upward trend in foreclosure activities, fueling fears that cracks may be emerging in the broad economy um after years of ev- um ev- evident mortgage rates. So pretty much, we've been saying this. These foreclosures. You know, at the end of the day, it's all due to money. It's all due to hyperinflation as these homes become unaffordable. The high mortgage rates. Everything going up simultaneously, all at the same time. So it's not sustainable. And even the chairman of the Federal Reserve at the time, years ago, Ben Bernanke, when he came out and said that, the market is unsustainable, like the money and everything is unsustainable. And we're seeing evidence of it now. We're seeing it being played, manifested now. Like, this stuff is unsustainable. The mortgage rates, the cost of living, you know, the food prices, gas prices, everything is simultaneously going up all at the same time. All right. So the market is unsustainable. It's unsustainable now. And eventually we're headed into a big crash. All right. The economy and everything is going to crash. It's about to crash, you know. And here it is. We've been warning about this for many years now, from the head apostles of GMS on down. All right. We've been warning about this. We've been echoing this, and the time is here. The time has come. All right. America's going down. America's circling fastly down that drain, down the shitter. Okay. So, nobody's in a good mood now. Nobody's happy anymore. All right. And we've been saying that this thing was going to get worse. All right. So we're in that time. We're in the time of mourning. We're in the time of hell. All right. We said this. We said this man, once this man got into office, that all hell was going to start to break loose. And it's happening now. Not just only you jakes that are, feeling the effects of this. At the end of the day, we know how to deal with adversity. We're a resilient people. All right. We're resilient. All right. Even in ancient Egypt, the more they afflicted us, the more we grew in number. All right. The more, the stronger we got, you know. So it's the same thing in these times. But you see, we know how to deal with the adversity. We know how to deal with the affliction. But unlike, the so-called white man and, these other nations, they can't deal with adversity like we can deal with it. All right. So these things are happening right before their very eyes. And ultimately, it's going to lead to the MOTB, which is the chip. And once that's implemented, that's when the Lord is going to throw a monkey wrench in Esau's program, because he's not going to be able to enjoy it. All right. You're going to have World War III. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be also fought at that very same time. And then in the midst of World War III, that's when our Lord Yahweh Shah is going to make his glorious return. Okay. So we're fastly heading in that time. All right. We're fastly heading in the time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. All right. Jacob's trouble too at that. All right. So we're here. So I'm going to get some precepts real quick. I'm going to start with the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 18. So it reads, "The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in the fear. The beginning of evils, and what shall ye do when these evils shall come?" You see? The beginning of evils. What does the word evil mean? Bad times. All right? These people, American people, now they're having bad times. Now they're losing their homes at a record at a record breaking level. All right, all across the board, the American people are losing their homes. That life is not not slacking. Life is unsustainable for them. Okay, and it's only going to get worse and worse. All right, we said it, and it's the worst is here. The worst has come. Okay. So, verse 19, "Behold, famine and plagues and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourge for amendments." And who's sending these scourges? Famine and plagues and tribulation and anguish. Who's sending that? The Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is sending it. All right. Okay. The Most High is sending these amendments. Okay. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You see that? Because there's still evil and wickedness still going on in America, and they're not turning from it. Homosexuality, Moism at an all-time high. You know, evils. Adultery. All these evils, these wicked things that these people are doing. You know, they're not turning from it. It's just only increasing. All right. Verse 21. Behold, shall be victual shall be so good, so good sheep upon the earth, that they'll think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, and we're seeing these evils growing upon the earth. All right, we're seeing it. Here it is. Just this past week, you had a man that was opening fire in the middle of the street here in Massachusetts, right, with a assault rifle. Okay, these are the evil times that are coming. You got people just raising up and just shooting people at will. Okay, so we're in that time. We're in the time of great evil and great confusion. Okay, and there's no turning it back. It's you know For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy them. Verse 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Verse 24. There shall be no man left to till the earth, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. Verse 27. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of the cities there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick growths and in the clefts of the rocks. Okay, so we're seeing that. All right, we're seeing Esau going up in the caves. Okay, you see Esau prepping and going up in the caves. All right, these Edomites. All right, that see what's coming. See what's about to happen. And Esau's prepping and he's hiding himself in the caves. Esau's going up in the caves. Okay, there's videos out there on that, on how these Edomites are showing themselves, gathering themselves up and retreating up in the clefts of the rocks in the caves, up in the caves. You know, so something's going down when you see an Edomite running up in the caves now. All right, so that's what's happening. All right, as in the orchard of olives, upon every tree dish there are left 3 or 4 olives. Okay, that's gonna be that famine. All right, so we definitely living in them times. All right, we definitely living in the times of trouble. All right, so nothing is prospering anymore. All right, America's not prospering anymore. All right, America's on its way out. All right, the dollar is on its way out. You know, life as you know it is on its way out. Okay, these things are happening and they're not coming back. All right, so we're here now. We're in these times. Okay, so we see these things escalating. We see these things transpiring, and we see things just getting worse as it is. All right. And so much for your American pie. All right, college tuition at an all-time high. You know, people going to colleges and coming out with 80 thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. What is that? That's slavery. That's not sustainable. All right. So the American dream is nothing but an American nightmare now. Okay. There's no dream here. There's no future here in this place no more. Okay. There's no future here. The only future that's up on the horizon, that's on its way and that's coming, is the future of the nation of Israel. Is the future of Yahweh Shai bringing in the kingdom, establishing the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. All right, that's the future to look forward to. Not the ways here of America. All right. Not no damn 12 years or 5 years from now. All right. No, because now we see what's coming. We see these things happening. We see tensions growing upon the earth. All right, the wars, okay, increasing. All right, nation rising against nation. All right, the famines, the pestilence, the earthquakes increasing all over the world. All right, these plagues. All right, you got another pestilence out there, the Hunter virus. All right, all of these stuff are increasing. All right, so like the prophecy states, the Lord is sending these plagues, and nobody's gonna be able to drive them away. Through the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they're gonna increase. All right. So we're here in that time now, and it's gonna get ugly out here. It's getting ugly. It's getting crispy, so to say, right now. So with that, I'm gonna leave it there. Gonna give all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kwakadash Shalom.